Thanks for joining us for today's In Wheel Time Car Show. Time now to check in our new car showroom, and let's see what's in there. Mr. Mars had a chance to drive the Hyundai Sonata.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, we had a 2015 Sonata in the family, and I was really interested in seeing the changes after 5 years, and I was really impressed and really surprised by what I found. So we're talking about a mid-size sedan here, and it's actually in its 8th gen. It's all front-wheel drive this year. It comes in 4 trim levels. You got an SE, SEL, SEL Plus, and you have a Limited. We happen to have the Sonata Limited. 5-passenger. It's got an all-new sleek exterior on it. Makes it look a little more expensive than what it used to. I thought it was just a completely different look to it. And up front, because of that, you're going to find that you got
your lifestyle.
Yeah, it got a new gloss black front grille at the limited edition. Got LED lighting all the way around. And from a profile perspective, it's got a coupe-like. A lot of them are trying to get a coupe-like look to it because it just looks a little more sleek. And it's almost got a fastback styling to it. Got heated side mirrors. We had the panoramic sunroof. We were rolling on some nice 18-inch alloy wheels. And one of the things that I thought was interesting that you can tell, the limited edition has a dual chrome tips for the exhaust. You get down to the SE and the SEL, it's just a single. So you can kind of tell the difference in them real quick that way. Now you get to the interior, got a lot of nice things going on there. Got leather seating surfaces. The front seats are heated and ventilated. The rear seats actually got an armrest with cup holders on it. Got some nice technology. Got a 10.25-inch touch screen in the dash. It's optional at the, it's standard for the Limited. It's optional at the other end. But it's also got a 12.3-inch LCD screen. Now, this is where the gauges would typically be. And one of the really cool things I thought about this, it's got the surround view camera, but it's also got blind view monitors is what they call it. So that whenever you turn the turn signal on, so if you look at your gauges, you've got the speedometer and the tach as you normally would. And as you turn on your turn signal, those turn into cameras. So if you're going to the right, the speedometer has a camera on the right side off the right side mirror so that you can see down the side of it. You go left, the tach turns into one. So you've got these 2 cameras there that give you a really good view. They'll work at really good highway speeds just like they will in a parking lot. So anytime you turn the turn signal on, I thought that was a great idea. I really loved playing with that. Now, I also had the Bose audio system with 12 speakers and 9-inch subwoofer, so that was really nice to play with, too, while we were rolling down the highway with a heads-up display to keep track of everything that was going on. So if you want to make all this stuff run, you've got to get into the under the hood. There's 2 different engines. The 2.5-liter that's a standard motor. It's kind of a unique setup. It's got 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. But we had the 1.6-liter turbo. So it's got 180 horsepower, so you kind of wonder, well, it's a little bit less horsepower, but it's got 195 pound-feet of torque on it, so it's got more torque. So if you're looking for something down on the bottom end, you're really going to appreciate the fact that it may have less horsepower, but it's got a little more get-up-and-go juice because they both run the same 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, if the EPA says if you're in the city, you should be looking for about 27 miles per gallon, out on the highway, about 36, combined about 31. I got right over 29, right at 29.5 on it, because we did a lot of research because we found out we really like the smooth acceleration.
Yeah, right. It's such a research. In other words, he had his foot into it to the floor.
Well, we had to make sure everything worked because we found out, like the tranny, it's not like some of the little 4-cylinders where it wants to search gears. It stuck to a gear. Once it found it, it liked it.
You're referring to the transmission.
Transmission,
Okay,
excuse me.
I just wanted to verify that.
Yeah, and it, by it being a turbo, because of the extra torque it had on the bottom end, you didn't realize it was a turbo. There was no turbo lag to speak of. So it has a really nice sporty feel when you're driving it, but you really don't have that rough sports suspension feel to it like you're trying to drive in a wannabe race car. Got a nice quiet cabin. It's got a nice roomy feel to it.
I could say so many things, but I won't. But anyway, go ahead.
If you're looking for something to compare this to, you might look at the Honda Accord. It's going to start at about $24,020. Gets up to $36,250 real easy. Toyota Camry starts at $24,425, bumps up around $35,130. Even a Nissan Altima starts at $24,100 and goes up into the $35,000 range. So a base Sonata, you can get into a base one of these, the SE model, for $23,600. Now, we had the Limited. So the base on the Limited, by the time we had the leather seating and all the goodies that come with that, is $33,500. The MSRP, as tested for this vehicle, is $34,890, right in line with everybody else. in that category. So if you're looking in that category, you want to make sure you look at all of them. And I would look at this one. I really like the way they restyled the outside of it.
It's a good-looking car.
I've always liked Hyundais and Kias. Make fun of me if you will, but I think it's
sometimes they had a little bit of a cheap look to it, but this one really, I like the way this looks.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of value for the money.
Oh, it's got a lot of content.